Ready? Ghost! Okay. Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Chris Elsenbroek and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you are new here, let me be the first to say, hey, what's up? Welcome. We have a few ground rules that you need to follow. First of all relationships must be completely platonic, meaning you and me, just friends. You and the other viewers, just friends, okay? I know how to have a good time, but let's keep it professional. Second of all, I didn't think of anything else. I am a bad teller of jokes. I was kind of worried about what I was gonna do for this week's video because I had like no ideas. But then the universe came in and was just like, bro, Chris, I got this. The universe freaking delivered. So for this week's video, I'm gonna tell you 2 stories of things that happened to me today, like within the last 5 hours. I had like no intention of making a video today. I was gonna think on it today and make a video tomorrow, but then the universe kicked in and was like, you need to talk about this in your video today. And I was like, I ain't gonna argue with you, universe. You know what's up. You know what's up. I don't know anything. I just film, okay? Chill. The first story I'm going to tell you happened to me a few hours ago. My mother called me up this morning and asked me to come over and paint her windows. I don't mean like paint her glass windows so she can't see because she doesn't like the world and wants to be shut off. I mean, she wanted me to paint her windowsills, okay? Get your mind out of the gutter. Nobody does that. And if you do that, get out there. You know, the world's a really beautiful place. So she called me up and asked me to go and paint her windows, which I accepted for sure because I am literally the nicest human being on God's green earth. And also I have no social life and I had no other plans, so I went to hang out with my mother. So I was outside painting the windowsills and my mother came out because she wanted to see the work I was doing. And as she was standing there judging my work, saying that I sucked and that she wished that she had a daughter because she could do a man's job better than I ever could. Anyways, so my mother was standing there and all of the sudden, my neighbor comes walking out of his house. My mother, being the lovely, nice person that she is, says hi to him. And he looks over at her and he just says, "Oh, howdy neighbor." What? Did I just step into the 1950s? I'm sorry, but that was just like the greatest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I mean, howdy neighbor? Literally, who says that? I mean, I'm not complaining, like for real. When I first heard it, I was like, that's the best thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Howdy neighbor? Why doesn't everyone say that all the time? I don't even friggin' know my neighbor's name. I don't even know what they look like. The only thing I can think of when I hear howdy neighbor is Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers is probably one of the greatest things to ever happen to this earth. So I mean, why don't we all strive to be like him? And why don't we all say howdy to our neighbors? I'm gonna start saying that now. That's my new intro. Howdy viewers. It's not. But it should be. It should be a thing. People should say howdy neighbor more. It's so cute. Alright, and the last thing I want to tell you is about something that happened to me about an hour ago. It happened to me on my way driving back to my apartment. So I was driving home, and this is how I drive. I'm all over the road. As I stated in my 25 Facts About Me video, I really like to listen to my music pretty loud and with the windows down because it makes me feel alive. And while driving home today, I was listening to one of my favorite bands of all time, A Day to Remember, and I was listening to a song called You Be Tails and I'll Be Sonic. Just in case you haven't heard this song, I'm going to play just the beginning for you so you can kind of get an idea of what we're dealing with. Yeah, so as you can see, it's a fairly heavy song. So I was driving down a fairly busy road and I was coming up upon a red light. I was listening to this song and I pulled up next to this truck and there was this older gentleman, if I had to guess off the top of my head, late 40s, early 50s. It wasn't gray, it wasn't no Ryan Gosling. So anyways, he had all of his windows down as well. And since I listen to my music pretty loud, he could hear my music. Crosshairs, you know? I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. I pulled up next to this guy. I, glanced over as you do when you pull up next to somebody. Just take a glance. Oh, hey. I saw, like, from my peripheral vision, he looked over. He looked over into my car. And I swear to you, I swear on my life, I swear on everything that I have, I swear on everything that I hold dear to me. I am not joking, I am not making this up, I am not over-exaggerating anything. This 10,000% did happen. He looked over into my car, slowly looked back and forward, and just did one of these. And then just put his hand back on the wheel like he didn't just make a cross on his body. Like nothing happened. And I saw it. I saw him do this. I saw him, and then I looked forward, and then I lost it. I started laughing because who does that? And he looked over at me a few more times, and I can only imagine what was going through this guy's head. Jesus, please take this young boy's wheel, as the devil has taken a hold of his soul. After the howdy neighbor thing, I didn't think my day could get any better, but then this guy heard my music and thought I was like possessed or something. I had to call upon Jesus because he heard my music. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fairly religious person myself, but that's just ridiculous to me. It's music. To each his own, but I thought it was so funny. Anyways, so I'm sorry this video is kind of random, but I just had to tell you guys those two things that happened to me today because they just made me smile. So I hope they made you smile too. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe to join this journey, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Thanks again, and bye everybody, bye. Everything that I'm going to be touching on in this video and like the things I'm going to dive into, I've only told a very select few amount of people.